Hi, this is BrainFriend TV, and in this video we are going to talk about forms in Bootstrap. So let's get started. So at the end of the video you are going to have something like this. We have a nice form with a button and a checkbox and two input fields, and if we resize the window, the form is perfectly boxed in our page. So this is what we are going to create at the end of this video, and in our last video we made this navigation bar, and now we are going to hop in to our code and going for some more code. So the first thing I want to show you is if we add an headline and we save this one, and now the headline is here, right? And if we resize the window, the headline isn't responsive. So how could we change that? It's very simple. We just need to use a class, and this class is container. So I create a div tag with the class container, and in this div tag we need to put our code. So this code in this div container is then responsive as well. So we are going to check that, and if we resize the window now, you see that the h1 tag or our headline also moves, so it's responsive, right? And yeah, now we want to have a responsive form, so we are going to create our form right into our div tag. So the first thing we want to create is a form, so we are going for form, and we are using Bootstrap, and because of this we are going to work with many classes. So our form gets the class, or at the beginning we don't want to use a class for our form tag. So in our form tag we have a div tag, and here we are going to use a class, and this is called form group. Okay, so in this div tag we want to have a label. So the label here is username. Very simple, because we want to put in a username, and you could also write label for username, but so this isn't necessary. Just for screen readers it's very good. So, and yeah, this is just a label, and we need an input field, right? So the user can put in a username. So we use input, and then type. You don't need this one because type text is default, but I'm going to write this down despite. So, and we give this also a class, and the class here is form minus control. Okay, and now we need to give this one a name, so I call it username, and we need to close this one. So, and now we are going to look at our page, and we see username, this is our label, right? And this is our input field, so you can write your username here. And if we resize this window, our form resizes as well. So we then need the same thing for a password. So just call it here password, and change the few fields, input type password. And if we look at our website now, we have our two input fields, and what I showed you in the beginning, there were a small checkbox and a button. So we need to create the two elements and I'm going to copy this one 2 times. So the first thing we want to create now is the checkbox, right? And for this one I'm going to delete that, and our checkbox is right in the label code, right? I just say input type equals checkbox, and then so I want to, and then if we did that, I made a mistake, but I didn't see it, so I hit Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z until I see the mistake. So input field is just not closed. So input type checkbox, and yeah, we can close it here and just give it some text. So keep me logged in, and yeah, this is our checkbox, and then we need a button. And Bootstrap also has very cool things for buttons. So we use input type submit, and we don't need the label here, right? Because it's just a button, and there is no need and there is no need for a label. So input type submit, and because this is a button, we don't use the class form control here. We use btn, which stands for button, and then btn default, and this will style our button, right? Which is very, very cool. And our button needs some text, so we give it a value and just say login. Very simple. And yeah, I'm going to save that one, and now we have a really nice responsive form. It doesn't make anything right now, but we created a nice form. And if we resize our window now, it's responsive. And maybe you want to have the elements right next to, and so in line. So, and we can easily make it happen. We just need to give our form a class. So I wanted to give it this class in the beginning, but maybe you want a form like this. And yeah, Bootstrap has many classes, and we can just use a class here. This class is just form minus inline. So I'm going to save it now, and we see now our fields are right next to the others, which doesn't look really, really great, but it's possible. So I'm going to delete that. So, but what I want to show you in this video as well, what Bootstrap also does for us, right? So we have here input type text, and what if we want to have like a date? So we put easily date here, right? So I'm gonna save this one, and now you see here are some fields. So I'm from Germany, and this is why here stands TTMM JJJ. So it's basically day, month, and year. And if you click on this small arrow, you get a calendar. And this is all the work Bootstrap does for us, right? So you don't need to implement something, you just need to type date, and that's all. And you also can make it for email. So if we just put in something and click on login, you get a warning. And this warning is German as well, because I'm from Germany, but in your case it will be English or whatever, or wherever you're from. And this is very, very cool. So that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And in the next video, we are going to talk about Bootstrap as well. So, see you next week.